Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Good morning. Okay, um, not the best open, but we've had such a choppy session overnight. And bro, there's no spike coming into market open today. Um, hold on, let me close my door. Yeah, man. Hopefully you guys had an amazing weekend. I for sure did, bro. But we're back. We're back to work, guys. But yeah, coming to market open today, guys. Honestly, not much happening, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Looking at the overnight session, um, yeah, we could probably already tell what's gonna happen today. TradeAvia is down, not for me. I'm on TradeAvia right now, pretty fine. I mean, I did log in maybe like 15 minutes ago. Um, is TradeAvia working for you guys? Is it working good for me? I'm in. It's working for me. Yeah. Okay. Bet. All right. Bet. Just making sure. I am a little bit tired. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but we're pushing through it. We're pushing through it, guys. Like I said, not the best open today. Maybe it's just a slow open. Maybe we create something. Now, one thing I will tell you guys is obviously you guys know that last night or over the weekend we ended up dumping over 400 points to the downside, as you guys see over here, which pretty much put us in a new range, sort of, kind of. We finally ended up breaking past some weekly lows here. Obviously creating a new range to trade in. So that is kind of a good thing and a bad thing. In some way. I got a blank screen on TradeAvia. Yeah, it's not working for me neither. Oh. What is this? Open? Did the banks die? Dude, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like TradeAvia is down for a few of you guys. Maybe give it a few minutes. Maybe you'll be back. Plus, don't even worry about it, guys. Don't stress it out. Trust me, we don't have any setups nearby for now. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything for now. I hope. But yeah. Now we do have something on the 15-minute here, which I'm not in love with, but maybe we can work from it. We really only have one gap here, to be honest, which is this one right here on the 15-minute gap. I mean, on the 15-minute time frame, which is nothing crazy, if I'm being honest, but it's something that we can work with. And the whole reason why I was telling you guys about this range is mainly because, okay, so last night, obviously, or not last, I keep saying last night, over the weekend, obviously something happened with the ceasefire deal. It stalled, or they didn't agree on it, or something along those lines. And obviously, the market ended up dumping like crazy due to that news, right? It reacted pretty bearish, making the market dump over 430 points to the downside, which gave us a whole new range to trade with, which means that we don't have many levels of liquidity to work with, which is a good thing and a bad thing. A good thing because it's a clean range, right? Here, let me start my live on YouTube. It's a clean range to work with. We don't have to stress about, oh, is this level good, or is this level good, or is this level good? We don't have to stress about any of that, which is really nice. But on the bad side, we don't have many levels to work with, which means that getting a setup may take a lot longer than usual, or maybe we don't even get a setup at all. You know what I mean? It's probably gonna just take a little bit longer than usual, but you get the point, right? But yeah. So we're gonna see what we can work with today. We don't know if today we're gonna be ranging. Maybe we. I'm not gonna say we're gonna stay cash today. But obviously it's not a very interesting open. That's for sure. So if anything, today we could probably use it as like a nice warm up for the week to create a range in the market to use for the rest of the week. With levels of liquidity, maybe fair value gaps that we created today. If we create any, I mean the volume is pretty dead today, so we're gonna see how that even goes. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. I'm sorry, bro, but I can't see the stream. Are you guys? Can you guys see the stream good? Is it loading? Let me know. Let me know, so I can reset it. Yes. All right, bet. Now I did see someone say that we did have news today, so let's kind of check out what's going on. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't really check the news for this week. I don't think no, we don't have any news today. Today's a no news day. Tomorrow we have PPI, which is nothing crazy. Wednesday we have nothing. Thursday we have nothing, and Friday we have nothing. Wow. It's either going to be a very clean week or very, very slow week. but yeah, no, seriously though. Okay, so let's talk setups here, which is why you guys are here, obviously. So obviously coming to market open today, like I said, the volume isn't really anything crazy. I mean, I'm not really like rushing to get a trade here because I mean, there's not much to really work with. But there is one thing here, right? Now, coming into market open, literally maybe like 5 minutes before market opened, but the market open today, we had a level of liquidity here at 25,194, which is this high up here, which obviously the market slowly went into and then rejected right back down and then obviously retraced back into. So when I'm thinking, in which I'm not loving anything crazy right now. Let me see, blast. The U.S. military says it will begin straight at 10 p.m. Oh, we'll see how that goes. But but no, seriously though. So what I'm kind of watching here, I mean, if the market wants to move a little bit better, then we're probably not going to form this setup. Never mind, guys. What I was going to tell you was we could probably work with a bias here from this 194 level. Although we didn't take it out exactly at the New York Open, we did take it out 5 minutes before, which is technically the same thing. So we can work off that. I mean, in terms of another setup, I don't really think we have anything here. Yeah, 32-point gap, 30-point gap. It's not even a gap. We have something here though, but it's kind of far away. I mean, maybe we can work with that. Like I said, this range is open today. It's not the best range that we've traded for sure. But that doesn't mean we can't get a setup. The question is how do we want to react and where do we get the setup? Because right now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we are kind of working with the DOL sweep here off of 194. Yeah, 194. The thing is, we need reactions, we need setups, we need gaps to be formed, we need all that good stuff. All right, so we need, obviously, like I said, today's gonna be a day where it's gonna take a little bit longer in the markets. We're probably gonna be on for a minute. But obviously, it's gonna be helping us find and create some new ranges, so we know what to look for. So today's definitely one of those patient type of days. It's not those days where we open near setup, we take it, and we finish for the day. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's all good. Let me go ahead and quickly open up my YouTube stream here. Hey, what's up, YouTube? I just opened the chat. but yeah. In the meantime, we just got to see how we want to open here. So far, I mean, we are trying to react off 194. Maybe it gives us something to use later on in the day. Now, guys, one thing that I am kind of worried about today is the thing is we don't have anything to the upside here. I mean, actually, that's not really a big deal because okay, look, the only level of liquidity that we have in this area from the weekend dump, in which we obviously sold off over 400 points, is we only have one level to the upside to take out until all the way up here at the 400s, which is the next level of liquidity. Unless you want to count this one, which I kind of wouldn't. I mean, maybe you can. It's kind of whatever. I mean, we do have a gap there. I actually did not see that. So maybe this area is pretty important. But no, that's besides the point. So pretty much what I'm saying, guys, is a few things here, right? So we took out the only level of liquidity to the upside at 194. We're trying to react from it. Obviously, we just took it out like less than 10 minutes ago. So the market needs its time to really form a bias from this and a reaction. But depending on this reaction, this can kind of give us, this level right here can kind of give us the bias for pretty much the entire morning. Because if we sweep this level of liquidity up here, right, at 194, there's not much really stopping us until the 73 area, which is over 100 plus points away. And if we don't end up sweeping the liquidity, if you look at the 5-minute time frame, obviously you're seeing that, yeah, we tried getting selling pressure, but buyers are trying to step in and excuse me, and get the control here. If we don't end up getting a DOL sweep here and we want to go higher, we can really just ride longs all the way up here, because we still have this overnight gap to fill, which is not a fair value gap. When I say gap, I don't mean a fair value gap. I just mean like a gap in price, right? Obviously, you guys can see here, there's no candles, right? This is a gap, right? So we're probably going to fill this gap here, most likely by today. I mean, if the volume picks up a little bit better, that's for sure. So we can look to ride longs into this gap up here, right? Maybe like a price target around like the 315 range, because we do have a fair value up here, and then the gap here from the weekend dump. And our next level of liquidity would technically be after the 400, which with today's volume, I don't think we see 400s. Let's be honest here. Maybe until tomorrow or maybe sometime this week, but definitely not today. I don't think that. But if we hold above this level of liquidity and we find a setup somewhere here or maybe up here, maybe this inverse could work. You know, maybe. We could probably look for longs and not have to worry about anything stopping us unless it's just chop. You know. So are we gonna wait 200 points to enter a long? No, I'm not saying that. Right? I'm not saying, guys, let's just wait, you know, for a 150-point pump into this inverse to take longs. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, depending on the reaction from 194, we can base a very strong bias from it. Because remember, we're trading in a new range. with not many levels of liquidity nearby, which means that the move is going to be a lot stronger, if that makes sense, right? Because look, if we go to the downside, our next level of liquidity is over 100 plus points away, right? So we have a very big move to catch here, and the same thing goes to the upside. The thing is we need to create a setup in this range. Obviously, I wouldn't really want to pump 150 points to then catch longs. I would rather us form a setup here and then catch longs into this up here. You know what I mean? But obviously, it's very hard to get right now because, I mean, look at today's volume. Look, we're 2 minutes into this candle, and this candle has barely moved 15 points. So, and it's market open, by the way. So, yeah. If we stay cash today, guys, one thing I will tell you guys, David, are you bullish? I never said I was bullish. I explained both setups. If we go to the downside, we can take a setup to the downside here, and if we hold above this level, we can take a setup to the upside. I'm not bullish. I'm not bearish. I really don't have a bias yet. Remember, the market isn't even moving. But one thing I will tell you guys is please do not be surprised if we stay cash today. All right, I'm not saying we are going to stay cash today, but obviously looking at this open, not really the best open that we've had at all. I mean, it's nothing crazy. So yeah, we're nearly 3 minutes into this 5-minute candle here at market open, and we barely move. Okay, now we're barely moving still. I mean, it's still 30 points, nothing crazy, but it's something. You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully we can get something good today. Hopefully we form a bias. And the reason why I'm not so confident in the markets today is because, I mean, look at the overnight session. Nothing happened. It's just chop, 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 chop. It's just a barcode. So I hope we can get something. But yeah, that's for the markets to tell us, not for us to control. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe we get a PM session later today. Fuck the buys there. Dude, it was amazing, bro. I'm gonna go back for sure. I loved it. I think I stayed for too little. It was kind of like a last second trip, you know, just to get out of the house. But yeah. And yeah, by the way, guys, one thing I will tell you guys is I did say yesterday, but guys, Apex ended up actually extending the 90% off code for 9 more days. So if you guys didn't get some accounts or you guys might want more accounts, feel free to stack up on them. For the next 9 days, they're 90% off. So yeah, if you want to support me, it's called Blastoise. All right, guys. But yeah, hopefully today the market does something so we can hopefully pass some more accounts. You guys know we have been on a pretty nice streak. So hopefully we can keep it up and the markets don't mess anything up here. David, is the end of the accounts full profits or is there a split? I don't think there's a split. No, there shouldn't be a split. Will they ever discount the PA fees again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're discounted as we speak. So yeah, that Amber Alert, dude, I got it too right now, bro. They're not? Wait, for real? Wait, let me check. Hold up. One sec. What do you mean Apex is 90% off? They didn't do an activation fee discount. Yeah, they did. Look, look. I'm looking at the thing right now. Look, let me show you guys. It says here, Apex 90% off, sale extended. All evaluations 90% off. You know, 1 day pass. You know, the usual. One-time PA fees. Intraday trail is 89, and the end of day is 110, which is what it was before. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they are discounted. I was about to say, yeah, no, Apex never does a discount without a PA fee discount. I understand. It used to be much cheaper. Yeah, it definitely did used to be. But remember, they changed the whole rules to the accounts. They pretty much made it easier. So I guess it's technically fair. I guess you can say. It's not too expensive. There's definitely more expensive out there, but you know, but yeah, they definitely did used to be a lot cheaper. I think they used to be like what, like $60 for the PA fee. But obviously new rules, better rules. I guess you have to pay the price for it. You know. Yeah, they used to be $65 around there. Yeah. David, what's your dream car? And if so, what's coming after the vet? I have something coming maybe this week, bro. I don't want to say anything, but I have been looking at something and it's up there. It's up there. It qualifies as my dream car. Now, it's not like an expensive car at all. Yeah. Yeah, I have to go pick it up though. I have to go check it out. It's in Tampa. But we're looking at something, bro. Dude, I don't know. I might start making content over cars, bro, because I have this I'm trying to build like a collection here, bro. But yeah, we have something coming, bro. It's gonna be something very unique, bro. So not something you see in the US a lot. But yeah, and hopefully I request a payout sometime this week. I'm pretty much ready to request a payout, so I might do it soon. But I'm gonna use that money to kind of pay for it. So it's in that price range. I was getting an LS swap Miata, something like that. I mean, I guess you could say it. It's something like that. Similar, similar. But I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet. I have to go check it out. I have to go check it out. So that's why I'm not saying anything yet. What's up, bro? Good morning, bro. What's up? What's up? What's up? So David, 20 accounts of the 25K will get you a 20K payout. No. I don't even think the 50Ks can get you a 20K payout now. Well, they can, but you just got to get multiple payouts. Because remember, it starts off, I think, at 1K, a 1K payout or 1.5K payout, and then it slowly grows. So it's 1.5, then 2K, then 2.5, then 3K, and so on until you hit the 6 payouts. Bro, guys, this open is by far the worst open I've seen in weeks. Unique and Miata in the same. No, it's not. It's not a Miata. It's not a Miata. No, not yet, at least. After this horrible, dude, this open sucks, bro. I don't know. I don't know if we're just so slow this open because of we're priced in, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know why we're so slow this open. But if we're not moving at market open, we're not gonna move later on. So, like I said, guys, if we don't be surprised if we don't get a trade today. That's for sure. Let me see. Is it a one-time payment for the monthly or is it monthly? No, it's one-time payment for Apex. Hey, I'm brand new to this and working through this with you. Welcome. I've used TopStep for a little bit, but I'm excited to work with you and get funded for sure. Yeah, if you use TopStep, same thing goes. Yeah, you're fine. You should be able to get a payout hopefully. Maybe not in this market or today's market. It's a little bit slow, but if you've been with me for at least for a few days, you should be green. You know what I mean? We have news at 10. I didn't really see anything at 10. We have the military thing at 10, right? I don't really think that's going to do anything, but we'll see. What about the 30-minute gap? I don't trade the 30-minute gaps. I feel like they take way too long to play out. Plus, the market isn't really moving at all, so I'd rather not be in a position until something actually forms, which obviously right now we're seeing that nothing is really happening. So, yeah. I think we're waiting for the blockade news. Yeah, at 10. Oh. Okay, we're doing something. Okay, well now we're talking. All right, let's see what we can get here. Hopefully, someone say here S2K close, but no. It's unique, bro. It's a very, 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 very unique card. Like you never see them. Like I promise you, some people don't even know it exists. But I'm not gonna say anything until I actually get it because I don't want to like hype something up and I don't get it. You know what I mean, CRX. Yo, we're lucky pumping here, but no, it's not. It's not that either. I promise you guys. You guys aren't gonna guess it. Like it's impossible. Is it Soviet? I wish, but no. It's close. It's very close to it, but no. Anyways, guys, no. So let's focus more on the market. Hold on. Because we're low-key pumping here. So I guess now we're gonna be working with more of a bullish bias. I don't know where this pump came from. Maybe Trump said something, or maybe something happened with Iran, because you guys know that's what's been happening literally all week or all weekend. So let me just double check here. Let me make sure that we're not really trading any news here. No, yeah, I'm not really seeing any news in terms of anything. Energy prices stable. That doesn't mean much. Plus, that was 8 minutes ago. So I don't know why we're pumping like this. I'm not gonna complain. If it brings in volume, by all means, I'm all for it. Let me see. Can you give me some tips on how many contracts I should use on a 150K account? Since you have a pretty big buffer, but a pretty big price target, I would say do like 20. I've never really traded the 150K account, so I don't know off the top of my head what's a good contract size. I feel like 20 is pretty good. It's not too much. Yes, 20 sounds like a lot, which it kind of is on a smaller account. But you're trading with like a 6K drawdown, so 20 should be pretty good. 20 micros. I would start off with 20, see how that feels. If it feels like it's a lot, obviously size down. If you feel like it's perfect, stick with it. And if not, then size up a little bit more if you think it's too little. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, I don't know where this volume is coming from. Like I said, I'm not gonna complain about it. We are approaching a 5-minute gap up here, which I did not think we were gonna, or a 15-minute gap, which I did not think that we were gonna see today at all. I mean, I literally told you guys off open, I don't think we're gonna see this gap. But I don't know where this volume is coming from. Now, we're going to see what we can work with. We're probably not going to be able to work with shorts. Maybe we can. I mean, we could probably use this New York high up here as a level of liquidity. I mean, it's not the strongest rejection here. I mean, it's something, but we'll see. I mean, the volume is picking up, that's for sure. So we have to find a setup off this soon. You know what I mean? Thing is, it's going to be a little bit tricky getting a bias here because I don't know if I should. Let me kind of use a replay here. I don't know if this is like a really good rejection point here. It is a rejection point, but I don't know if it's a strong one to the point where we can base a bias from it and just work our way down. Because right now we are kind of rejecting, so I don't even know if we're gonna hold this 5-minute gap or not. But this rejection up here at 240, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could just say fucking and just maybe try using it. And then maybe we could just target, because we're looking. Please help me hold this gap. We're probably not gonna hold it. At least it's something in the right direction. Because if it picks up the volume, then that means we could probably create another gap coming soon. You know what I mean? But let me see. Let me kind of lock in here, guys. Let me see what I can work with here, because I'm just talking about kind of nothing here. So let me kind of lock in and see what we can do here. Let me focus. So we have this 5-minute gap here. We never took out any levels of liquidity up here, but we did take one out here at 240. And which is not the strongest, but we could definitely still use it. We are getting a pretty strong reaction in terms of volume. I don't know if we're gonna hold this gap. We still have to wait 2 minutes, and we are already dumping a little bit here. So I'm not gonna say I'm in love with shorts. Like, I'm not gonna like tell you guys like that's the one thing I'm looking at. But I am open to shorts if we do hold this selling pressure. And then if we get shorts, we could probably just target maybe like until the 25.49 area. I mean, I don't really think we see any lower. Yeah, we're not gonna hold this gap. Fuck. I hope we do. I mean, I do know that we have news coming out at 10, which is like some military stuff on like the whole ceasefire thing. So maybe that causes something, or maybe that's where this volume came from. But right now, I mean, we're technically leaning more bearish. Like I said, I don't love this level of liquidity, but we could definitely use it if the volume looks very strong to get like a nice head start in shorts. Off of this reaction here. Like I said, I'm not in love with it, but I will use it if I have to. I mean, it's, to be honest, guys, one thing I'll tell you guys is try not to be too picky today, because once again, we're trading in a range with barely any levels of liquidity. You know what I mean? So we have to use what we can work with, if it looks good, of course. You know what I mean? If not, we stay cash. But someone said here, Iran is looking to give up their nuclear program. Where did you read that? I'm checking my news sources. I'm not really seeing anything coming out yet. Maybe let me check. Oh yeah, right here. Iran officials are studying abandoning uranium enrichment as a U.S. condition for ending the war. Okay, I see that. Okay, yeah. Thank you for that, by the way. Insolent. I think that's how you say your name. Insolent. But yeah, we'll see if that picks up the volume for today, or for now at least. Like I said, guys, apparently we have some military stuff coming out at 10 in the morning. So in like 5 minutes. So we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully we don't get an entry by then, or maybe, whatever. As long as the volume looks good, I'm not gonna complain. But it turns out that we're actually gonna end up holding this Ferrari up here, unless we get like a random 100-point dump. Then then okay. But yeah, it seems like we're gonna hold this 5-minute gap here, which is not the biggest, but definitely a pretty good size to trade. So what we could do here is, depending on the reaction from, I guess you can base it off of 138. Which, like I said, I'm not in love with that level of liquidity. It's not the strongest rejection, but it definitely is something. We can probably work with the buys from this, and if we hold above this and this level right over here, we can look to use a bullish bias maybe into this inverse, and if we hold below it, we can look to inverse this 5-minute gap here into obviously the low where we pumped, and then obviously lower down here. But we'll see, because right now the market is still trying to do its thing. The trend or the momentum doesn't look super clean yet. I mean, we're hoping for something. I hope, right? But we'll see. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we should see somewhat of a spike in volume at 10. Hopefully by then. So yeah, we're gonna find out. All right. But in the meantime, let me see what we can work with if we end up getting longs, because who knows? Maybe the market wants to continue going higher after this pump here, right? So let me kind of cook something up here. So if we do end up getting longs, we're gonna have to work with, the only setup realistically to get is either gonna be a retracement plus a bounce here, right? So maybe something like this, which isn't as likely to happen. If I'm being honest, I mean the gap isn't really too big, so we would need a perfect bounce, which in today's market probably isn't going to happen. Or we could look for. Excuse me. Let me just water here. Or what we can do is maybe look for an inverse from this 15-minute gap, which once again, is it even a gap? Is it even a gap? Oh yeah, no, it for sure is a gap. I was about to say, you never know. Um, but I literally told you guys not like a few minutes ago that I didn't think we were gonna go into this fair value up here because the volume was so dead this morning, or at open. But obviously, with the volume picking up and hopefully it continues going in its direction, this will kind of be our only setup to work with here. I mean, to be fair, this fair value gap is respected because we retraced into it and obviously we opened gap down. So we had a very big rejection from this gap here. So it's still valid, it still works, we can still inverse it. And if we inverse it, we still have room for higher into the 400s, or if you want to be more exact, 13 or 395, which would be up here for about almost pretty much 50 points, which wouldn't be a bad trade at all either. That's if the volume stays very active to the upside or even to the downside. We can take this 5-minute inverse here. But yeah, that's pretty much the game plan for now. I guess you can for now, I guess. But yeah, let me see here. 5-minute. No, it's a bearish rally. This is a 5-minute bearish rally. Let me just retype this. 5-minute bearish FEG. Okay. But yeah, right now the 5-minute candle, it's a doji, two dojis at once, so not the best sign in terms of momentum. I mean, we can only hope that we get something, but for now, not really loving anything just yet. Obviously, we did pick up some volume. Hopefully, it stays active, and then we go from there. All right, guys. But yeah. Now, if we were to take longs, let's say that in the given case that we just randomly pump at 10 in the morning, which is in 2 minutes, due to the military news, which I'll show you guys the thing right now. If we do pump, we can have these targets up here at 25,395, 25,433, and 25,465.50, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the highs from last week. So we have this double top here on a higher time frame. So we have this high up here at 395, which is a double top on a higher time frame. Then we have 433, which is a very nice rejection point, and then we have 465, which is also pretty much the highest point in this trend here, or nearby at least. So this will be the three. If we look to take longs, if obviously the market wants to continue going higher with the whole pump that we got, we can look to snipe these three targets here, which are some pretty strong levels of liquidity. But right now, I mean, it's not looking anything too crazy. But we'll see. We'll find out in a minute. I mean, if it even moves the market. All right, guys, we're gonna find out. There's a 5-minute fair value gap above the 15-minute. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the thing is, with this gap here, you're not gonna have a good price target. It is a tiny gap. So even if we do, it's an 8-point gap. So even if we do inverse this 15-minute gap here with a good amount of volume, we should be able to just go right through this gap like nothing. It's a very tiny gap. It shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, we're gonna find out depending on how the volume looks like. But yeah, it's just an idea for now. I mean, we can always base it off this, or if you guys don't really care about the price target too much, if you want to be more safe, you can probably use this one as well. Like I said, I really wouldn't focus on it. Yes, it is a gap, but it's an 8-point gap, so it shouldn't be a big deal, especially if the volume is looking very, very strong, which it's trying to be. I mean, we are approaching the gap here. We are breaking some highs here. We are approaching it. So yeah, let's see. We're not getting a spike at 10, so, or at least maybe not yet. But I mean, if it can lead us a little bit higher, that would honestly be amazing, because we can probably just look for an inverse off this right here, and maybe just work with something like, I probably want to use like more of a 45-point stop loss today. I don't want to overdo it today, because obviously the volume it looks decent at best. Like it's very on and off, right? But we could probably look for something like this, like an entry off like the 340 range, 345 range. Off this 15-minute gap up here. Or we do have a 15-minute gap down here as well. If anything, this could be more of a retracement model. Because, like I said, there's no levels of liquidity anywhere for us to kind of reject. Unless we want to reject off this fair value gap, then yeah. But this will probably just be a gap that we use later on in the week. Unless we dump down off this gap here. Because it is a pretty well-respected gap. And I mean, look at the reaction that we're getting right now off the gap, off the midpoint. Which is the exact reaction that we got here. How was your trip, bro? It was super good. I'll tell you guys later about it if you guys really care about it. It was only crazy, but it was very, very nice. I loved it. But yeah. Here, let me kind of put this on my YouTube channel real quick. Hold up. Someone said here Trump is speaking. That's where the volume came from. I don't think he's speaking. I'm sure I would have seen it online, on Twitter, as to what he was saying. I think it was just the whole like nuclear thing just being abandoned or something for the whole end of war. Let me pin this message here. There you go. But yeah, so right now we're getting more of a rejection point. Interesting. Because the thing is, I don't really want to work with shorts, at least up here. I mean, there's not much I can really work with a bearish bias other than a fair value gap projection, which I don't base my bias from. I mean, no, because what I was gonna say, if anything, we could probably just wait for this 15 minutes to close. Remember, today we're not really in a rush for anything. I mean, we're still kind of a little bit cautious with the volume. It's not the best today. But what I was thinking was maybe we can wait for a 15-minute close like this. And then we wait for a retracement, follow the bounce. But even if we do end up getting the bounce, we still need to inverse this 15-minute gap up here. So no matter what, this is going to be our entry right here off this gap. Because look, let's say we retrace into the midpoint here. We need a 40-point bounce, right, for the entry, like 40, 45 points. We're going to be entering pretty much at the gap. And we obviously don't want to be entering longs before we inverse this. So no matter what, our entry will probably be at 344 for longs at least. The thing that worries me is what happens if we reject off this fair value gap and we just dump down? Well, to be fair, our DOL sweep level would be at 340, which would be at the entry here. So if anything, we could probably work with an inverse off this 15-minute as well. Or we can also just use the 5-minute, which is slightly below 240. So we get the DOL sweep confirmation here first before we get the entry, and then we just take it off this 5-minute here. That's if we get shorts, which probably wouldn't be bad. I would probably suggest I'll probably just use. Hold on, let me just mark this out here. My bad, guys. If I sound like I'm confused, I'm not. I'm just like trying to think. I'm like, this is how I kind of like I'm just thinking out loud, pretty much. It's kind of how I like develop my thought processes. You know what I mean? But yeah. So if I sound like I'm lost, ignore it. I'm not. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. To see what setup is best, which setup looks good, and all that good stuff. But yeah. Because now we're holding back green. It's not a crazy green candle. I mean, it's showing us that buyers are trying to step in. Like I said, I'm not in love with this volume. It's very very hesitant. You know what I mean? So for sure, if we get a trade today, it's gonna be definitely on the longer side of the trade. So we can only hope, right? We can only hope that we go straight to the price target. I kind of doubt it, but I mean, it's looking like one of those days where we enter the trade and we're gonna be stuck in it for like 30 minutes minimum. So be ready for that, guys. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't hate longs, that's for sure, and I also don't hate shorts. Like I do like these two setups. I just wish the volume could be like a little bit more like aggressive. Because I'm just a little bit worried that we pump up. I'm not gonna say we're overbought, but you know what I mean. I just don't want to get chopped up at the top. You know what I mean? That's something I don't want to have to deal with. But since the volume isn't anything crazy, I feel like a 45-point stop would be pretty reasonable for longs, maybe if we get the 15-minute inverse. I'm just a little bit worried that maybe the market, before we inverse this, maybe we retrace into this 15-minute and then we go higher up. I mean, worst case, we can always just use a re-entry off this. Because if we inverse this and then we go back down, this gap wouldn't exist anymore. So if we go back down to this gap here and we bounce, we don't have to worry about inversing this again because it's already filled. So that's like a plan B possibility. Just in case we're prepared for the worst. You know what I mean? But it's just this volume is just not very convincing. We have the setups and we have the buys and we have everything. We have room for higher as well. It's just, dude, we're moving like 1 point per sometimes, bro. Like this thing is not moving, bro. But we are getting closer and closer to this inverse, which is kind of obviously convincing me to obviously start looking for longs. Yeah, it's like we're slowly grinding up. I also don't want to label this as a level of liquidity. I don't think it is. Because there's technically no rejection. We just open it down here instead. I just wish the volume could be a little bit better for this setup. Because I love the way that we're set up and everything. It's just the confidence in the volume, bro. It's very, very... Like, you'll be very hesitant to enter. Because you don't know what the actual push is going to be. It's a good setup. Don't get me wrong. Everything is lined up. We have room for higher. We have our levels. Everything looks really good. And these levels are very strong. I mean, to be fair, we have a double top here at the 400s, which is very, very strong. So it acts like a very strong magnet. It's just this volume is just not convincing. I mean, if we get closer and closer to it, I guess we'll see how we kind of react. And that will tell us if we want to take the trade or not. I mean, we can always skip out on it. It won't be a big deal. It's only Monday, you know what I mean? But we'll see. And then if we want to end up getting shorts, let's say for example we never inverse this gap here. For example, we're getting some weakness here, right? It's gonna take a while for us to get an inverse down here as well. We will need to dump down, hopefully not a lot, 90 points, which we're barely even seeing 20 points per candle. So God knows how long that's gonna take. You know what I mean? So our best choice here would probably just be long since we're right at the entry or near it. So we don't have to do like this whole thing where we dump down 90 points, then get the entry, then chop, then whatever. Let me check Twitter. Let me make sure that there's like no news coming out. Obviously, there's probably no news coming out because the market isn't really moving, but you can never be so sure. Yeah, nothing came out. I don't know, man. I'm not super in love with today's market. I wish I could say it that I am, but the setups are good and the range is good. Don't get me wrong. It's just this volume is just not convincing at all. Like I'm sure we could probably get a good trade. It'll just either take very long, it chops out. That's the one thing I'm worried about. Let me see. David, I'm trying to use TradeAway on a demo account. When I'm in a trade, how can I trim? I can only sell all the contracts. The same way that you're selling, just lower your contract size. So, for example, you enter 10 and you want to scale out 7 contracts. Let's say, for example, just the same way that you bought 10 contracts, just click where it says 10 and change that number to 7, and then just click sell, and then you'll be good. David, what are your thoughts on set and forget? When you're day trading, you can't do that. When you're swing trading, then sure, but when you're day trading, you can't really do that. It's not very responsible either. I don't really think. I don't know. Everyone thinks differently. For me, when I'm in a trade, I will never get off the screen. Like I'll never look away because you never know. Things happen. I mean, especially with Trump now. But remember, we're scalpers. We're not. You're probably saying set and forget like Alex G because that's his whole business model. But when you're day trading, like scalping quick in and out, you need to be super alert at all times. Um, on the charts because any little thing can happen since you're scalping it. It could be completely different as to where you're swinging. You know. Because when you're swinging, yeah, it's gonna take a few days, few hours to take the setup. If in that time you could probably go do whatever, go to a gym, whatever. Um, but but for me, with at least with my strategy, with my training style, you cannot set and forget, bro. No, no, no. David was the first to go to the bathroom when he enters the trade, but I take my laptop, bro. I'm telling you, bro. No matter what, I do not lay eyes off the charts, bro. But yeah, guys, this market, bro. You're off at 11, bro. Me too, maybe. I mean, bro, if you don't get a setup in an hour and a half, that's probably a sign to get off already. But yeah, dude, this market, it's just like, dude, I want to trade it, but dude, this thing is not convincing at all, bro. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. One sec. All right, guys, I'm back. But yeah, my bad. I hope this is a pullback before longs. Maybe. I mean, it could be. It could just be like a 15-minute retracement into this gap here, into this really big 15-minute gap here, before we go higher into this 15-minute inverse, and in which we can look for longs then. But I don't, dude. This volume is just not convincing, bro. It's so dead today. It is horrible. Wait, what the heck? You can add dual screen on the phone? Since when? Yes. Is this like a new update? I never knew about that. Oh, always? Well, I never used dual screen, to be honest, but I never knew about that. And I've never seen anyone use it on the phone. That's pretty cool. But yeah, dude, it's just like this volume is so. And I know I keep saying it, guys. I apologize. I know I keep repeating it, but bro, like I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, bro. Like this volume is just horrible. SPX and just use SPY. If you're gonna be charting SPX, just do SPY. It's the same thing. Or just do yes. It's even better. It's you know. I know, but it's broken. Yeah, probably. I don't think anyone in here really charts SPX. Let me see how many points this candle was here, bro. And the part is, even if we do end up getting a trade, which I want to get you guys a trade to start the week off right, it's probably gonna take like at least an hour to play out, bro. With like 3 heart attacks getting close to our stop loss. You guys, if you guys know, you guys know. You know what I mean? With these choppy markets, bro, our trades they play out. Don't get me wrong, they play out, but bro, you guys don't understand how many times we get close to the stop loss, bro. It's horrible. So cash, I'm not gonna call it cash until maybe like 11, and then I'll come back later. Because yeah, this market isn't very convincing, like I said. At least the volume. Now, if we want to, let's say in the given case where we want to go lower, in which we kind of are going lower, nothing crazy. I mean, whatever. But in the given case where we want to go lower, like I said, guys, we can also look for shorts. We have a setup for shorts. I don't want to inverse this 15-minute fair value gap up here. Let me tell you guys why. Remember, our nearest level of liquidity is at 25 238, right? Which means that we're basing our buys from this level of liquidity up here on the 5-minute time frame over here, right? Which once again is not the strongest level of liquidity, I will admit, but it's still something that we can definitely use, right? So right now, technically, we're bullish, although we're standing off, technically, right? Now, how do we turn bearish? Well, we can turn bearish by obviously getting enough selling pressure from this fair value gap projection, followed with enough selling pressure into this 15-minute inverse, right? But we won't be bearish until we get the entry, which is going to be 250.50. That's the problem, right? We don't know if we're going to hold above or below this level of liquidity, especially when it's at our entry. So probably the best thing to do here is just wait for this 15-minute to see if it gets inversed, and just look for the entry slightly below the 15-minute. So instead of entering here at exactly 238, you can look to enter at 214, right? Because you're going to be getting a better entry below the level of liquidity, giving you a more bearish bias with more of a reaction, given the case that we dumped through this level, if that makes sense, right? So I would much rather just inverse this than inverse up here and be 50-50 with the bias. You know what I mean? Because we don't know if it's going to be a retracement. We don't know if it's a pullback. We don't know. You know what I mean? What's a good size for today? Um, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I really only size light when the markets are like very, very ugly. The market is just slow today, so you can probably just size normally. Obviously, obviously, I'm sure you guys know the risk, but you know, but yeah. Now, right now, we are currently sitting inside of this 15-minute gap, in which I don't really see too much of a reaction from. I mean, we're just slowly going lower and lower. So I don't know if we're gonna hold this gap here. And even if we do hold this gap, because I did see someone in the chat asking, "Hey, can we take longs off this retracement here?" Not really. No. And the reason I'm saying no is because look, let's say we bounce from here, right? Where are we gonna enter? Well, typically in a day like today, like a 45-point stop loss, whatever. So let's say, for example, right, we bounce from this exact low down here, right? We go up 45 points. Boom, our entry would be at around the 300 area. What's 20 points above the 300 area? The fair value gap in which we just rejected from. So even if we do bounce from this gap here, we kind of still need to wait for this 15 minutes to get inverse up here. Was SPX stuck? Oh yeah, some said that already. But yeah, so I'm not really too convinced in longs, at least from this gap here. We can use it as a confluence, like a +1 confluence into longs. Maybe buyers just stepping in from a gap, then inversing a bearish one. All that good stuff. But I wouldn't want to take longs off of this gap here. I just don't really see a good entry from it. Or I do see a good entry. I just don't see a good price target. You're going to get screwed over with this gap in which we just rejected from in the midpoint. So you will need to bounce off this one, then inverse this one. And then I wouldn't want to inverse this one here because I want to inverse this 5-minute here, which is, in my opinion, just a slight later entry, but more confirmed. Now, let me just make sure the price targets are good. Please be good. 35. Okay, yeah, so you're looking at a 55-point price target, which is not bad either. So honestly, we can probably use this for shorts. So yeah, let me see. And we are getting a little bit more selling pressure here. Well, we're not really getting more selling pressure. We're just slowly dumping down as time goes on. I mean, look at this. The 30-point candle, 30-point candle, like 15 points here. Not the most convincing volume. So if we do get short today, guys, just understand that the trade is going to take forever. Just know that. Unless Trump says something in our favor, then by all means, I'm all for it. But what are the chances that happens? Typically, when Trump says something, it always goes against us. You know what I mean? Like always. There's never been a time where I've been in a trade and Trump has said something in our favor. But yeah. Now we're still inside of this 15-minute gap here, so I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself and tell you guys, oh guys, we're looking for shorts. No, we're still trying to bounce from the midpoint, but there's just nothing crazy happening here. This volume sucks, Even for us to get a reaction, it's gonna take forever. What about that time that Trump said you use code blasters for 9% off, bro? Dude, I don't know if you guys have seen the picture with this whole poly market thing, bro. So someone donated to like a random live stream. Let me try to find it. Hold up. What was it called? What was it called? I have the picture somewhere, bro. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. I can't, bro, because I have streamer mode. Whatever. David, how was Colombia's sandwiches? Dude, all the food there, bro. It really makes you realize how much poison they give you in the fucking US, bro. Why can't I just pay more to have that message not show up on my screen? The pop-up message, dude, I pay as much as I can for TradingView and they still only let me use it on one computer. That's so stupid, bro. Why does it even matter, bro? It's not even that deep. And dude, I don't know if you know this, but dude, before, like back then, before they changed it, not only would it pop up on your screen, but it will show you your IP address, bro. So I'll be streaming and my whole address will come up on the fucking screen, bro. Like, bro, they're annoying as hell for that, bro. Dude, I remember, bro, one time I was streaming for like an hour or two just regularly. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I come back, my whole IP has been on the screen for like 2 minutes, bro. Just there for everyone to see. But it hits every single tab set, bro. Dude. It's like, dude, the thing is, bro, TradingView doesn't even share good data. Like the data that they have sucks. It's like you guys know the difference between like I don't know what it's called, but the data on TradingView compared to the data on TradingView, like TradingView is like updating every millisecond. Like every order is updating. With TradingView, it's like every few orders it updates. It's not even that good. And then doing all this extra shit, bro. TradingView is tick by tick, yeah, and TradingView is I don't know what it's called, but yeah, bro. Like if they're gonna be doing that, at least fix your data. You know what I mean? At least give an option to give out better data for the price. It's a huge money grab, bro. Boom. Okay, we're picking up some volume here. What the heck? Oh shit. Hold up, hold up. Where's this volume coming from? It wasn't anything crazy. It was just like an increase in volume. Let me check the news. China and Iran can wait out a blockade. This was 2 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, but that was 2 minutes ago. You would imagine the market reacts as that news comes out. You know what I mean? Would a continuation be ideal? No, I wouldn't do a continuation. And I already told you guys because look, let's say right. Look. Looking at the 15-minute gap, right? We're bouncing off the midpoint, slightly below it, whatever. We're bouncing from it, right? You would base your entry from here. Boom. Right? You would want like typically like a 45-ish point bounce. So you would enter around like the 295, 300 range, whatever, like around here, right? You enter and just barely above you, you have your fair value gap in which we've rejected from twice. So I would personally use this as a confluence to see how buyers step in after the retracement. If they step in very nice, good buying pressure, good trend, good momentum to the upside, you could use this as like, hey, like your cue of like, hey, buyers stepped in here, and then use this as your entry. Because this is what probably would stop you out if you take longs off this bounce here. So you just wait for this to get inverse, and then you have your room for higher up here, in which you still have good price targets because your first price target would be about 50 points. How do you see the volume without the volume indicator? Well, the volume indicator doesn't really show you any volume. Just look at the size of the candles. Look at the aggression, speed, size of the candles, and that should tell you everything. Obviously, if you have little 10-point candles barely moving anything, obviously the volume is very low. Compared to as if you have 60-point candles per candle, then obviously the volume is pretty active. You know what I mean? You don't need a volume indicator to tell you how the volume is looking like. All right. In fact, I don't really think anyone uses volume indicator. It doesn't really show you anything. Like it's just like a little bar that shows you like. Look, let me show you guys. If you go here and you search for like volume, I can't type. You could do I don't know. Let's just say this one, volume. Right? This doesn't show you anything. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, it shows you a lot of volume, but obviously we know that because look at the size of look at the size of the candle. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't really show you much. You know, and it doesn't really mean much either. Like you don't really need this. You know, it's kind of useless. At least in my opinion. Obviously, everyone to each their own, but I've never found it useful. David Tredevi is making me subscribe. No, if you have Apex, you don't have to do that. Just contact them. Say, hey, I ran out of data. Can you put it again? Volume profile, isn't volume profile the thing that gets added to the side of the screen, not the bottom, right? I know there's a specific strategy for volume profiles in which you could trade the volume gaps, which was pretty reliable back then. I've never used it. I've never really traded it. I do have friends that used to trade it, but I don't know how reliable it was. I think you have to pay for it, no? I am paying for TradingView thing. So what is it called? Volume profile. Session HD. What does that mean? High definition? What? Let's see. It should pop up here, right? Yeah, right here. Yeah, there's ways to trade it, I guess you can say, but I've never used it. I can't really say much about it. Type in VRVP. Let me see. Oh yeah, visible range. Okay, it should come. Yeah, right here. Yeah, you could trade the gaps here. I mean, I don't really know how to trade it too much. I know if you go in like the 5 minute, you could probably see something here, right? Yeah, like this would be a gap here. You could probably trade this, something like that. I don't know. I don't really have a strategy from it, but I do know, like I have an idea of how to use it. Let's see. Question: why not enter longs at open to fill the gap? I don't really trade like that, bro. Plus, at open, we were kind of already filling the gap, so you're just chasing. So that would have been more of a trade that you would have taken last night and held all night for it. But other than that, then Trump is speaking. We're officially cooked. Nah, no way he's speaking, bro. I would have seen it. Oh, I know. I mean, he's tweeting. That's something. All right, let's see what we got here. Trump, if any Iranian ships come anywhere close to our blockade, they will be immediately eliminated. Yep. Every 2 seconds. He says that. Nothing crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much about it from what I'm seeing. Dude, this market, bro. Question: does staying in a trade longer than 1 hour accumulate more fees? No. No. It just depends on how many contracts you enter. That's literally all it means. You could be in a trade for 3 weeks if you want to, and you'll pay the same fee, which is probably like $20. Yo, too long at 9 to 5 last night. Oh, you sold way too early, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Trivia has market depth. So I don't know. I've never traded, so I can't really tell you. I wouldn't know. Yeah, are you guys down to get off at like 11 if we don't get a setup? Because dude, this market is like watching paint dry, bro. It is so boring. Yeah, and if anything, we can always come back later for setup forms. But for now, the only thing that we can really watch here, I mean, is we're getting a 15-minute bounce, somewhat of a bounce, if you even want to call this a bounce, followed with an inverse if we can get that. That's like the best thing I can look for. I'm itching for a trade today, bro. We all are, bro. It's been a long weekend. I'm not complaining, but you know, we're back in action, bro. So hopefully you get something soon. Cool question. For example, if we don't take any liquidity to the upside on NQ and we take out the deal on yes, is it enough confirmation for you to base your buys off that? Um, I would prefer not to. You could, but it's not something you will see me doing. So yeah, you could, hypothetically, but would you want to? Not really. I mean, that's kind of a cue in terms of like, hey, don't trade this, because typically ESN and Q, they follow each other. You know what I mean? They're supposed to follow each other. Like, look, right now, let's see. Look, we have one big green candle, red, green, and then doji. Look at ES on the other hand. It should be the same thing, right? Yep. Green, red, green, doji. They should be following each other. So when you're thinking about a level of liquidity getting taken out, they should both be getting taken out. If one of them doesn't take it out and it's like a big difference in price, that kind of just means that the market has a big SMT and you shouldn't be trading that because it's not, it just means that the market isn't clean, if that makes sense. What's up, Jenna? Good morning. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Technically, you could. It's not the most reliable level of liquidity to work with, but you could, right? Because let's say, for example, right? Let's say you enter NQ shorts and ES is leading lower, which means that ES is going lower a lot faster than NQ is, right? Since ES is going lower a lot faster, that means that ES is leading the way for NQ, right? So if ES goes up, NQ is probably going to go up as well. So there will be cases that, let's say, for example, you're in shorts on NQ and ES hits that level of liquidity. In most cases, you want to be taking profits as ES is hitting that level of liquidity. Why? Well, if ES is leading, right, and it's in control of the market, if ES takes out that level of liquidity before NQ takes out your level of liquidity as your price target and ES reverses off that level of liquidity sweep, what could happen is if since ES is leading, if ES reverses, NQ will also reverse before hitting the level of liquidity. So you need to pay a lot of attention to that. All right, bro. So keep that in mind. So would I base my bias from it? No, not really. In most cases, if I'm seeing a big difference in an SMT, I kind of just avoid it. Can you? Yes. Do I suggest it? No. The only time I suggest looking at ES for levels of liquidity is when you're in a trade and ES looks like it's leading more and it's gonna hit that level of liquidity first. Then you will take profit when ES hits that level of liquidity. All right, bro. So hopefully that makes sense. Right? It's all just SMT pretty much. But yeah. Bro, what am I seeing in the chat, bro? Can anyone tell me how I can start trading my EVOL on Apex? Oh, it's super simple. If this is your first time buying an EVOL on Apex, go to Apex, right? Which, by the way, guys, it's 90% off. Still for the next 9 days. Again, they extended it. But what you're gonna do is go to Apex, go to your dashboard on the right-hand side, if I'm not mistaken, of the main dashboard. You'll see something that says Tradeovate login or Tradeovate account. Then it's gonna say Apex underscore a few numbers, and then it's gonna say your password, username and password. You copy and paste that over to your Tradeovate, and then that's it. You just log in and you're all set. It's super simple. It shouldn't be too hard to do it. If we first now after this pullback, wait. If we first now after this pullback, um, rejection isn't it an extra confirmation? Uh, it's all volume, bro. Like we have to set the setup looks fine, bro. Like I would love to inverse this up here and take longs, but dude, I don't know, man. Did I yes is leading? Kind of. Nothing crazy. This market overall is just completely burnt out, bro. Like it sucks. Hey David, do you have a video explaining how you use ES to find setups and entries on NQ? No, I don't do that. I don't do that. I just use ES for price targets. Rarely as well. But let me see if I have a video explaining SMTs. Maybe that's what you're looking for. And by the way, guys, if you guys ever need help on any videos, you guys can always find them here. If you have a question on anything about my strategy, I've probably already answered it. And in full detail, by the way. So let me just double check for you guys. So let me see. So in this class, okay, so no, that's just me tweaking my strategy, updating the strategy for winning trades. I don't know if I've made a video on SMTs. I know I have. There's no way I haven't. So 1 month winning streaks. I I don't know if I've made a video on SMTs. There's no way I haven't. I know I have. I know I've explained it because I've had many trades where I've had to use an SMT. No, I'm not seeing anything. I guess I have to make a video on that then. Yeah, no, nothing. Bro. That's the point. For example, in the setup to watch on Thursday that you put out while we were trying to the gap for longs, you end up reversing it. As far as SMTs, like I said, bro, I don't really trade SMTs too much, so like I can't really like answer your question like all the way because I don't really use it. You know what I mean? Like I rarely look at ES to be honest. Ow. Trump claims Iran. Oh yeah, that's old. That happened like 10 minutes ago. Dude, this market is so boring, bro. The only reason, no, I don't, bro. It just happens to be the first one that I saw. Does your news? No, it doesn't, Anthony. Like I said, bro, you guys aren't gonna guess it, bro. It's something that you never see. Like it's a very, very rare thing. You'll never guess it. David, are you not interested to the downside if we get good selling? Yeah, I have my setups to the downside. It's just, dude, we're not moving, bro. We haven't moved in 30 minutes. Honda Civic? No, I already have one, bro. Chevy Impala? Nah, not that one either. I don't like those. I don't really like those. David, would you consider this so rare? Here in Miami, yeah. I've never seen that car in my life until the day I got it. Is it classic or new? It's sporty, you could say. It's not new. It's pretty old, but it's the type of thing that you see it and you're like, damn. Like you take a picture of. It's one of my dream cars. One of them. But like I said, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet. I have to go check it out, make sure it's all good and everything. But I'm praying I get it, bro. I'm praying. It's a little bit expensive, but yeah. It's a Bugatti. Bro, imagine. 370Z. No, bro. I said rare, not common, bro. I'm a Subaru man. So no, it's not a Subaru either. It's a Supra. Maybe. It's one of those. One of those. But now you guys will see it, bro. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. It's gonna be, bro, that car is gonna be by far my favorite car in out of the 3A if I get it. 1,000% is a Supra? Nah. Not yet. It's one of those, maybe. It's a Skyline? I don't know. Supers are not that rare. I never said supers were rare. I mean, kind of they are. I mean, they kind of are, yeah. Honda Civic, I already have one, bro. I already have one. Is it a Mazda RX-7? I was looking at one, but no, it is not an RX-7. JDM, yes. Someone already sent it. I didn't say anything. Someone literally sent the exact spec that I'm looking at, but I'm not gonna say what it is. If you guys scroll up, it will be one of those. But like literally the same color, the same spec, the same everything. I'm not gonna say anything though. I'm not gonna say anything. Give yourself a classic. I never liked Porsches, whatever you want to call it. I always say with an E. But it's this. Nah. Nah. Nah, you guys will see it. Hopefully by Friday. But yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up on Thursday after I'm done trading because I have to do a whole road trip. And since I don't really trade on Fridays, I figured Thursday might be the best time to go check it out because since I'm gonna do a whole road trip, it's gonna be like a 9-hour drive total. I know I'm gonna get home super tired. So yeah. But dude, I'm praying it checks out, bro. I'm talking to the guy, bro. The guy's super friendly. Um, it looks like he takes care of his cars, so it shouldn't be an issue to pick it up. But you never know. You never know. Wait, where are you? I'm already back home, bro. He's getting this? Nah, bro. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. It's not, it's not, it's not. Classic, bro. Dude, this market is so boring, bro. Tell us it. I can't, bro. Because the thing is, I have this thing where when I tell people something that before I get it, it always just never happens, bro. So give us the brand. No, if I give out the brand, it's gonna be a dead giveaway. Then nobody tell us you're gonna yo. No, but that's ready, but I just have to request it, bro. I have to request it. But no, I'm gonna use that payout. Okay, look, I'm gonna use that payout to get it. That's what I'm saying. The whole payout, the whole payout, the whole payout. That's all I'm saying. That's the budget. That's the only how I'm gonna tell you guys. Which I should probably invest that money, but bro, you only live once, bro. So fuck it. If Jenna, yo, bro, what's up with you guys in Jenna, bro? Bro, it's an R33 or R32, probably. I don't know. I don't know. You're gonna have to find out, bro. Dude, I want to make a video on it though. I want to start making car videos. She's spending 20, maybe a little bit more around there. You already know he's getting a DeLorean. Dude, that would be a sick car. But no, it's not. It's not. I'll be confident saying it's not. Is it a car or bike? No, I will never get a bike. How about this donkey PA? Dude, it's horrible, bro. Like I said, guys, if we don't get an entry by 11, even if we're near the entry, bro, I'm probably just going to get off till later, bro, because this thing sucks. I mean, like, it looks bullish. It looks super good to the upside. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's just we're not moving, bro, so I can't get anything here. Look at this. I can't give you guys a trade in this, even if I wanted to. Like, I just refuse to. So hopefully by the time that we get to the entry up here, then maybe we can get something. But David, when you get the car, don't start. Nah, hell no, bro. You couldn't pay me to do that shit. It's corny. I gotta buy another 360 camera. No, it's not fast. It's not fast. It's not a fast car. It's fast back then, but you can mod it. You know, that's for sure. Like really, really modded. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys one more hint. It has 200 horsepower. It's stock, so it's 200 horsepower. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's old 200 horsepower. That's all. And it's a sporty car back then. That's all. That's all. That's all. It's not a Mazda. No. Evo. No. Nope. Not that one either. RX-7. Nope. Dude, I was looking at RX-7, but bro, some dealership near me was trying to charge me $50,000, bro. Hell no. I'm not paying that shit. Like, I think it was like 59,000, bro. You crazy? Dude, for that you could let us get a whole Stingray, like a whole C8 for that price. Might as well get that, you know what I mean? No, it's not Sylvia. Nope. I that's one of my dream cars, but no, I couldn't find one, bro. Like all of them here, they're either overpriced or completely beat up, bro. So I kind of gave up on the hunt to get that one. Please pump in this candle, bro. Please. I want to get a trade on stream, bro, but and bro, the fact that I found this car stock is insane, bro. You never find these cars stock. Never. So it's literally a deal that I can't skip out on. Oh, bro. The old BMWs, bro. I love those, bro. The old M3s. Oof. Maybe in the future I get one, but that's more of like a show car. Like you can't really do much with that. I mean, you could drift it technically. I've seen some drift cars with that, but dude, you're gonna be paying that price to make it a drift car? Nah, not no point. Found it. Yeah. Let me see. Someone said here, RTY. What is that? 240Z? Nope. Close, but no. Very, very close. Remember, guys, I'm not gonna say even if a lot of you guys have already said what it is, and I'm not gonna say yes. You're gonna have to guess, bro. You have to guess. Oh, no, it's not a Honda. Mm-mm. I'm not. I can't say, bro. Remember, I'm not trying. Okay, I'm gonna try to change the topic here because I know I'm like I'm jinxing it, bro. Like I'm praying, bro. Like I've been talking to the guy since last week. Every night I think about this car, bro. Like he literally like I even told him, like, bro, like if I have to put a deposit down so you don't send to anyone else, bro, I'll do just that. I'm praying everything checks out, bro. Bro, I'm banging your ass, bro. But bro, I'm praying it checks out, bro. It's pretty used. It has a it has a lot of miles, but if it's well taken care of, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. I hope not. I mean, it's not something that you can't fix. You know what I mean? So, David, did you look at the price action last night? Yeah, bro. That's why I told you guys coming to market open. I'm not expecting much today. We're in a range with barely any levels of liquidity. We're in a range where we're chopping. Like, dude, there's nothing here, bro. Bro, Fern, bro. Are you getting a garage? Nah, bro. I have one more space in my parking lot, or not parking lot. My like, how do you say like my driveway for one more. So this car has to be a special one because now I'm gonna have to sell another one to make space. Because it's my mom's car, my C8, and then my Honda, and there's one more thing. So that's where I'm gonna put it. Sell a Corvette? No, never, never, never. I love that car, bro. My dream dating car is. Uh, I can't say anything, bro. What about your girl's car? She parks like under the tree. Are you buying RP's Lambo? No, no. I wouldn't never really buy a Urus. I've never liked them. Not only are they very common, but like, dude, I'm not gonna pay that price for an SUV, bro. This mark, dude, tell me about it, bro. So it's a JDM. Yes, it is. I've always wanted one. Probably no trade today. I don't know, bro. I don't want to tell you guys I'm gonna stay fully cash today. If we have to, we will. Obviously, better than being red, that's for sure. But dude, like, I'm trying to get you guys something in this market. This thing is not moving. Someone said here, Honda Civic Type R. No, bro. I already have a Civic, bro. I'm not gonna get another one, bro. I can't. I can't. I would love a hatchback, but no, no. I wouldn't get another one. I already have one. What should I do if I'm in a trade that I misclicked at 15H48? Place an eval. Um, wait. Should I leave? I mean, I don't know. If you misclick the trade and you're down 1600, um, I mean, dude, regardless, that account's pretty much cooked. But you might as well, I guess, hold it. How do you misclick and you don't realize until you're down 1600, bro? What are you doing, bro? Especially in a market that's not moving, bro. You know how much, bro? Come on now. Bro, I was a trip to Colombia, bro. I loved it over there, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Like it was amazing. It's so, dude. There's just so much more life over there than there is here, at least in Miami, bro. So it's more about Colombia. Hey, bro, what happens if Colombia stays over there, bro? No, I'm just kidding. What'd you eat, bro? What didn't I eat, bro? I ate everything, bro. Everything over there is so fresh, so like amazing, bro. You're not trading this? Yeah, I'm probably gonna get off. Like I'm praying that I'm hoping that we get something here, but this thing's just not moving, bro. How much, bro? Oh, your first time? I don't think so. No, I don't think it was my first time. Is the entry right at the high of day? Slightly above it. Yeah. I'm trying to find an entry at like 345 off this inverse off of Fair Valley got bounced with hopefully strong buying pressure. But dude, this thing is not. You can't get this, bro. Get the mini Japanese truck. What is it called? The K car? Is that what it's called? The Wang Chang, bro. Yeah, the K truck. Dude, I see those so much here in Miami, bro. People love them, bro. That's the car. That's the truck that Alex G crashed into with this Bugatti, bro. Fucking, bro, he obliterated that thing, bro. The Wang Cheng, dude. That's actually a brand, bro. Uh, Brett Skills. He bought a freaking Wang Cheng fucking G wagon, bro. That's what it's called, bro. I'm serious. Look, I think it's called Wang Cheng. That's what he called it. Let me see. G wagon. Look, bro. He's the first person that comes up, bro. Look. It's like look at this shit, bro. That's literally what it's called, bro. Look. People are saying I'm racist in the chat, bro. That's what it's called, bro. What are you talking about, bro? That's what the brand is called, bro. But I'm take off my sweater, bro. Let's see. Hopefully, we're getting a little bit more. I'm not even gonna say we're getting buying pressure. Dude. It's just a green candle, bro. Okay, we're about to break the high of day. We're getting something now. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna hold. I'm not too convinced with this volume, but we are getting close to an entry. Not that I love it. I will say that, but what do you guys think about the setup? I'll let you guys be the judge. I personally feel like the setup is it could be better. It could definitely be better. The setup itself is beautiful. Like I will take it any day of the week. It's just, dude, this volume is so like, ugh. I don't know. Maybe I skip out on. I don't know. I wish I could tell you guys, but it's hard because it looks like it's pushing into the entry. Don't get me wrong, but look how many points you're averaging per candle. Okay, this one's 40. This one's not bad. Look at this one. 20 points, 30 points, 20 points, 20 points, 20. Like, dude, damn, bro, we're getting close to the entry, bro. Fun feels like there's only two people trading. That's probably what it is, bro. Like, who's trading this shit, bro? I don't know, bro. Like I love the setup, but I'm like up there on skipping out on it, bro. This volume is just it's not even worth trading. And what with this volume, bro, you'll probably get like 30, 40 points as a price target at most, and then just fucking chop out through the whole day. I don't know, man. I really want to get you guys to trade to start the week off, but I don't know if I want to force this one. Like I don't want to say force, but because the setup is there, we're not forcing out anything. But the volume is definitely like we're trying to like it when it's obviously not good. So I don't know. I'll give it like a few more minutes. I'm gonna give it to like I'm gonna give it to 11, but it's about to be 11 right now. And I know for a fact that the second that I get off, we're probably gonna rip like nothing, bro, because it's Trump. Knowing my luck. Volume is the number one factor of our setups not working. Oh, for sure. For sure. Remember, we look for the same things every day. Like if something doesn't work, it's usually news or just volume being off. If you look at all my alerts, every setup is the same setup. Have you ever entered a trade that hit this? Dude, yes. I remember, I don't know when it was. I think it was sometime last year. I entered a trade and literally before I said, guys, I'm in, it stopped me out instantly, bro. I've never seen a trade bro, it was like, it was destined to stop me out, bro. I promise you guys, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm in. And then, bro, it just stopped me out instantly. I'm like, bro. I think I have it on stream. I'm never going to find it on stream, but it's somewhere there on my YouTube. You remember, I record all my trades. But let's see, bro. We're getting closer. I don't know if it was during the Trump market. I don't know. I do remember it happened to me at least once, though. But that was back then when I used to trade with 30-point stop losses. Like 30, 35 points. Dude, that was instant, bro. Dude, anything you can think about in this market, it's probably happened to me on stream. Dude, it's like my target, bro. But yeah, guys, we're getting close to the entry here. We're about to enter. I just don't know if I want to take this, bro. It's a big risk in terms of volume. Like, dude, this trade is for sure gonna take forever, but I just don't want it to chop down into my stop loss. Bro, why does it have to be so bad, bro? Why? Because look, we're already inversing this. I hate this volume, bro. Like, it's such a good setup that I don't want to skip out on, but the volume sucks so much that I do want to skip out on it. And you already know if Trump says something, like, dude, all hell breaks loose, bro. I might just try and just say fuck it, bro. Let me zoom in on my trader. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna try longs here. I'm just gonna say fuck it, guys. I'm in longs. I already know this trade is gonna be such a long trade, bro. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I know this volume isn't all that good, but fuck it, bro. I got for that 350, 351. All right, guys. Like I said, just prepare yourself for this rate, guys. Hopefully, you run straight into our price targets. But yeah, we're gonna find out. Bro, yo, JB. Okay, maybe a little bit like that. Cause, dude, it's like, dude, I don't know. I have this habit, and I'll admit to it. I have this habit where if I see a setup, like I want to take it super bad. You know what I mean? Because like the charts are lined up good. It's just this volume is so. It could be so much better, bro. Place my stop loss there. All right, there you go. Before you skip it no matter what. Yeah, it's like an on and off thing. Sometimes I'm like very confident. I'm like, yeah, it's like whatever, but yeah. Indicators is an A plus apart from the volume. Yeah, like I said, the setup looks really good. Like, dude, we're getting a fair value gap bounce. The buyers are there, kind of, you know. We have an inverse. We have room for higher. Very strong levels above. Double top. We're talking very strong levels. It looks good. That's why I like it. But it's just this volume can be so much better to lead us straight into the price target rather than us getting chopped out, which is probably what's gonna happen. This trade's gonna take forever. I'm gonna tell you guys that for sure. But we're gonna see. I mean, I'm in 7 contracts. Nothing crazy, you know. In worst case, we can always recover it. So it's not too big of a deal. Unless you guys are 4 pointing. What's your stop? It's on the screen, bro. It's on the screen. And look at that, bro. We entered this price just picking up a little bit here. Let's see if it's a pullback. Like I said, guys, in these type of days, bro, these trades, they you see drawdown like for a fat minute, bro. But bro, no way. Literally, as we enter, this thing shoots down, bro. If that's the case, I'll just come back later, bro. Nah, but guys, my stop is placed at 298. That's my stop loss. Talk about timing, bro. Talk about timing. Now, if anything, okay, let's say for example this setup doesn't end up working off this inverse, and we end up rejecting. I would say the only setup I would be open to taking for the rest of the day, like later on today, will probably just be off this 5-minute inverse down here. That's if we sell off. If we sell off, because this is a setup that I wanted to take off open here. But yeah. There you go. I'll see. All I'm gonna say, guys, is just prepare yourself. This trade is probably gonna take a fat minute, bro. In these type of markets, bro, it always does. Random pullbacks, it always happens. So it's something that we're used to. So just be ready for that. Now, if I were to like an extra second, bro, I could have gotten a way better entry into this. But honestly, 351 is not horrible. Obviously, if it holds, which we'll see. Let me check through because we did get a little spike in volume there, which I don't know where it came from, but maybe just price. Let's find out. Yeah, no news came out. Let me see. I ran shock spreads. I'm not really seeing anything. I guess this is price just picking up randomly. Right, there you go. Let me just type this out, guys. One sec. But yeah, bro. What? That's so stupid on the timing, bro. Like, I don't know if it's a pullback. I mean, I have my stop loss. I'm gonna use a strict 45-point stop today because I mean I can't really use any other stop loss. I'm gonna place it at the nearby low. That's gonna be 100 points. So I need to use a 45-point stop here. So remember, guys, my stop is placed at 298. And in terms of a rejection, I'm not really seeing much here that we can reject from. Probably just price just being very slow. Mark this out here. Like I said, worst case, if we do end up selling off, maybe later in the PM session, because obviously I don't think we're gonna pick up volume anytime soon. I mean, maybe we can. The worst case, we can always probably just look for this 5-minute inverse here as well, down here, because it will just be a deal will sweep here for finally into a bearish bias. But this will for sure be in the PM session. That's worst case if we sell off. This will probably just be the next only setup that I will be open to taking today. And hopefully the volume doesn't stay this slow this week, guys, because I don't know if you guys checked the news, but we have no news at all today. I mean, this week, today and this week. So if the market stays like this week, it's gonna be a hard market to trade. Let me tell you guys. But I know we're low-key selling off a little bit here. I mean, to be fair, we are creating something on the 5-minute. I don't really think it's gonna be anything for a re-entry, but hopefully price can start picking up around here. Maybe, hopefully. We'll see. Like I said, guys, my stop is strictly placed at 298. 298 will be my stop loss. So just the usual, like 45 points. Yeah, price picking up a little bit here. At least we're getting like stronger rejections. No way that inverse didn't hold though. And we never held this 5 minute gap here, so we can't even work off anything here either, if we wanted to. So yeah, like worst case, like I said, guys, if this setup doesn't end up holding, I'll probably just come back later during the PM. Hopefully the price picks up by then. And if anything, we can always just use this 5 minute down here as well. That's like worst case. For now, it just still seems like we're in this range, chopping out. Damn, Crab took a loss too. Yeah, this market is burning everyone out, bro. This shop is not friendly, bro. Catch up with the chop. You guys got stopped out? Bro, guys, remember, we're using a 298 stop loss. If you guys are going to follow my trades, at least follow the stop loss. You know what I mean? I always say that. David, PM check. PM check? What does that mean? Like trading during the PM session? What's up, Daniel? The 140. Just size less. I always tell you guys, if you can't afford the 45 point stop, it's probably just because you're sizing too heavy. Just size one. Oh, DM. Oh, okay, I'll check it after stream. It's like we're trying to bounce here, but it's not really holding it. So I don't want to say it's choppy conditions, but it's kind of ranging a little bit here. I was hoping that we were kind of breaking out here with this buying candle here off that inverse, but if it doesn't hold, it's all good. It's only 7 contracts, so I can always just look for an inverse off this maybe down here later if we hopefully sell off. But it's hard to tell because obviously we're still kind of just ranging here. Or if anything, maybe we could work this 15-minute gap here. Now, because the thing is, what I'm thinking is, let's say, for example, it could just be like a very strong retreat. Because I'm very convinced in these highs up here, especially this double top here at the 400s. What I'm thinking is if this trade doesn't end up holding with the 45-point stop, since we don't have to worry about this inverse anymore, since the fair value gap already got filled, what if we hold above 238, we could probably retrace back into this 15-minute gap, get another bounce, and maybe just work off that as well. That's a possibility. Like, and this is all just worst case. Like I said, we're still in the trade. It can still work out and everything, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. Like I said, guys, my hard stop is at 298. No ifs, no buts. David, how come you chose your stop loss to be at 298? So my entry, I always base my usually base my stop loss for my entry. So if my entry would have been around the three, pretty much off the inverse, so pretty much at 343, my stop loss is just extended 40 points below. So 40 points below or 45 points below that would be at pretty much 298. That's why I have that stop loss. Now, if you had a low nearby, then I would place that at the low, but the nearest low nearby is at 245, which will make up for a 100-point stop, which I'm not trying to do. So the best thing I could do here is just use a 45-point stop loss from the entry or from the entry that we wanted, which sits at 298. So that's the one that I'm using right now. Yep. I would use the previous 5 minute bottom. It's nothing crazy. I mean, yeah, you could. It's the same thing, to be honest. 298, 293. Pretty much the same thing. Coming back up. I'm not too convinced, but it's just us chopping, bro. Don't get too excited. Remember, we're still stuck in this range, so literally anything that we get here, it's just until we break out of this high. Don't get too excited. That's all I'm gonna say. Because once we break out of the high, it shows us that obviously we're getting past that selling wall that buyers couldn't get past. But right now, we're just trading inside of this range right here. So that's why I told you guys, like, with these type of trades, with this type of market, like in these slower days, when you enter these trades, pullbacks will happen. Like, it's almost a guarantee. So that's why when I saw the red candle, I didn't really panic because it's kind of normal. I just hope that it didn't hit the stop loss. You know what I mean? But yeah, now we're back at break even, guys. So that's a good thing. So let's see if we can hopefully shoot this pass for the 400s now. But like I said, don't get too excited. Wait for the high to get broken and then see how the volume reacts. If it looks good, then sure, the trade could play out. But for now, in this range, yeah, you know what I mean. It could be better. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out how this holds. Hopefully, good. You know. Should we enter if you haven't? Dude, it's definitely not too late. We haven't taken out any targets and we're still at the entry. In terms of entries, I don't know if you want to maybe take this trade, bro. It's a little bit choppy. I will say that. But if you're willing to, by all means, sure. Just prepare yourself. It's gonna be a long trade. I will say that. It's gonna be a long ass trade. It's gonna take a minute. But hey, these are the days that we have to deal with sometimes, you know. As long as it plays out, bro, I'll be happy with it. Let's just hope that it breaks past the. We have to break past 360 now. That's pretty much the high that we need to know if buyers are strong or not. Because right now, to be honest, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, us trading this range pretty much makes everything technically a 50-50. Well, obviously we have our setups and we have our thing to know that we want to go higher. But us trading this range, really anything can happen. And you guys literally saw it right here. I mean, you know what it is that we enter off a pump here, off an inverse. Oh, and okay. Well, Discord went down. Nice. Okay, hold up. Let me start it up here. Well, guys, Discord crashed. Very good sign. You know, very nice, very nice, very nice. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, very nice. Discord crashes mid trade. Like, we're still stuck in this chop, bro. Like I said, don't get too excited. Even if we get buying pressure, until we break out of this high, nothing interesting is really happening. Can you hear? Hello. Can you guys hear me? Is it good? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, dude. It's like, you see what I mean though? Like, we're trying to get buying pressure. We get that. We get a dump. We get close to the stop loss. We get a pump. These are the markets that we deal with on the slower days, bro. So just don't get super excited. Hopefully it plays out, of course, because we have the setup and we have our conviction. Let me alert that the stream crashed. There you go. Set to alert that. We enter at the top. I mean, bro, that's where the entry was, bro. It was an inverse. When you're taking these setups, bro, that's something you have to do. And something you have to deal with sometimes. Let me see. David, my Traderify account got a new micro scalping rule. And because of me making 4K on CPI, I need to make another 7K. Dude, at that point, just buy another account, bro. Fuck that shit. Hell no, bro. Dude, why do prop firms do that with evals, bro? It's so stupid. Topset does the same thing as well. 7K, bro. At that point, just delete that account, just buy a new one, bro. It'll be less work. Theory Phil, is this just buying gas station, bro? Shit, I need it, bro. But yeah, I'm not super happy with my fill, but I'm not super mad with my fill. I got 351 when I wanted 345 around there. I did kind of wait a little bit too long, to be honest. But it's the same thing. But yeah, that's so stupid how firms do that with their evals, bro. It's a way to grab money, bro, because they know that people usually full port these evals, so they know that if they make too much money, they'll just require them to make even more. And that just requires another trade in which can lose, blow their accounts, and you know how that goes. It's just a way to money grab. Topstep does it. Apparently, Tradeify does it as well with the whole microscoping rule or whatever. Um, but yeah. David, why don't you just take the continuation model off the fair value gap? The whole reason as to why I didn't take this model down here is because if I would have waited for my rules for the bounce and everything, 45 points, my entry would have been right next to the fair value gap, which would have been the price target. It just wasn't good. What do you think of Lucid? I've never tried them. I've heard very good stuff about them, but never tried them, bro. The only two firms I've ever traded in my life is Apex and Topstep, which I've gotten payouts on both and very, very reliable. I love both. Yeah, but I've heard very good stuff about Lucid as well. But yeah, slides. That's the reason why I didn't take longs off this. Like, yeah, it looked good. It was a good balance. It was respected and everything. There's just another gap that we had to worry about here. So what I did was I used this 15-minute bounce here as more of a confluence to understand if buyers were stepping in which they did. And I just waited for enough buying pressure to come in to go ahead and inverse this fair value gap here in which I took longs from. And obviously now we're stuck in this range. Yeah. It was a good setup, but obviously there's just a little bit more restrictions. So I just waited for all of them to get out of the way and then I took the longs. Which hopefully it works, but like I said, we're just stuck in this range. It's not that the trade is bad; it's just that price is horrible. I mean, dude, look at what we're trading. I mean, which I knew, I understood the risk, but I still took it. You know what I mean? And like I said, worst case, if this setup doesn't end up holding, and we, in the given case that we dump down, which will probably be the only setup I take today after this one, I would love to possibly take shorts off this 5-minute inverse. That's if we dump later today, which I don't know. The price is too slow today to really understand, but. But yeah. I just hope we don't chop into a stop loss, bro. That's the most annoying part, bro. Trade might work. It's a 50-50, bro. That's the problem with this price, bro. When you see this happening where you get the entry, then get a random dump, then go back to your entry, and then get another random dump, that's not a good sign, bro. So yeah, the setup was good. It's just the market conditions could be way better, 10 times better. So yeah, and even if it does work, it'll probably take a fat minute, bro. We're gonna be in the charge for a fat minute today. And unless Trump says something, maybe tonight or later today, we're probably gonna get the same exact volume tomorrow, guys, and maybe for the rest of this week. Because like I said, we don't have. Wait, no. Tomorrow we have PPI news, so tomorrow we have a red folder. Tomorrow price might be slightly better, hopefully. But for the rest of this week, guys, we don't have anything to really rely on for volume, unless Trump says something, which he probably will. I mean, we still have all this stuff going around. So hopefully that drives a little bit more volume in the markets, more than what we've had today. Because I mean, dude, look at this. It's a slow grind up, which you can still get trades from. It'll just take forever, which is mentally draining. I honestly love sitting on the charts, dude. That's because you're new to trading, dude. And I know a lot of you guys feel that way. Like you guys love the charts and love trading and everything. And don't get me wrong, I love trading, bro. I'm so grateful. I love it. But bro, it gets to the point where like I guess you've traded so much. It's like sometimes you just want to be done for the day, make your money, and just fuck off, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, it gets boring, bro. It becomes yeah. After a while, bro. After a while. Now, like I said, I love it. I love what I do. But yeah, like it's days like these where it's like damn, bro. Like I don't even want to be on the charts. It's so boring, bro. Watching paint dry is more fun than this. Been training for 7 years. No, never felt that way. I mean, everyone's different. I mean, dude, look at me for example. I do everything based off trading. Like my whole business is off trading. So I'm on the charts literally 24/7. Like literally 24/7. Even while I was in Colombia on vacation, I woke up at 7 in the morning to look at CPI. That's an addiction. I wasn't even gonna trade it. So so yeah. Why, bro? Because I had to manage it for the Discord. I put out the guide and everything, so I had to. Dude, and then we had another boring CPI again, bro. Like what? I promise you I wasn't, bro. Nah, but to be honest, I kind of expected CPI to be boring this month because, dude, the market already pumped like 800 points, dude. Like, how much more are you expecting from the markets? You know what I mean? Someone said here, what are you entering off of? I kind of already explained it. It was the fair value got bounced followed with an inverse, with room for higher. So I'm just waiting. Right now, we're just trading in a range, so it's literally impossible to know what's gonna happen. Hopefully, it runs into our price targets, but even if it does, it's gonna take forever. Can you explain what CPI is? I'm pretty sure CPI is a data on no, inflation is for FOMC. CPI is data on what is it? I always get the two twisted. I think it's on the economy, price consumer index. Yeah, whatever that is. How much price has gone up? So inflation, right? Okay, yeah. So yeah, pretty much there will be times where CPI comes out and it's priced in. So it pretty much it's just it's the number that everyone expected. You know what I mean? So it's like the market's like, okay, well, we already expected that, so we're not gonna move the price because it's already priced in. You know what I mean? So when you typically get those boring CPIs, it's just that's just what I mean. Now, if we didn't get the Trump pump, the 800 point pump before CPI came out, CPI would have pumped like crazy. But remember, we were already priced in thanks to Trump, like a day or two before. So CPI did absolutely nothing. Buyers are weak. There's no buyers, no sellers. Like I said, we're trading in the range. We have the setup, but we don't have any volume. Like the market doesn't want to go anywhere. But we'll see. Like I said, if this long doesn't hold, the last setup I'll probably take for today. Like I'm willing to take will probably just be the 5 minute one down here. Not the 15 minute inverse, the 5 minute below. It's the same entry pretty much. Like it's like a what, like a 20 point difference? Yeah, 20 point difference. That's if this one doesn't hold. Plus, can you explain why the slippage is so bad for CPI? That's because so much data comes in so fast that it's like it's kind of hard to get filled, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, just be careful with that. That's like when you're trading any news, for example, Trump tariff news, Trump war news, FOMC, CPI, you're like very vulnerable to getting slippage. There's no avoiding it. There's no way to avoid it because what happens is so many people are trying to get in that the broker is like, okay, like who do I feel? Who do I feel like? Let me feel you. Everyone's like pushing each other to get in, which causes slippage because the broker is trying to fill everyone. So there's like a line, and then as price is moving, you know, that line is getting shorter and shorter, and eventually you're going to get filled. But sometimes you just won't get filled at the price that you want to get filled at, which is slippage, right? It doesn't happen in slow markets. It doesn't happen in normal markets. It only happens on high impact markets like Trump, for example, and all that stuff. Can't keep. Yeah, well, it can. It's just it might be delayed by like a second or two. And obviously, if you're trading CPI or whatever, a second or two could be very, very costly. So yeah, that's pretty much what slippage is. Seems like price is getting a little bit more aggressive. I don't know. I'm seeing a little bit of aggression on it. Nothing crazy yet, but I don't know. I'm really hoping this trade plays out. Once again, we did take a big risk in trading this volume, in which I kind of, but hopefully we get something to work out. If not, like I said, we can always come back later just with this setup down here. With this volume, I don't really think we can create any setups today, so we just have to use what we have, which will be the 15-minute here and the 5-minute here. So if we reject and go into the stop loss, I would hope that we sell off. You know what I mean? We just got stopped out with sellers. If we get stopped out, of course. So if we do end up getting that, we can just look for an inverse down here. Hopefully. That would pretty much be the only setup. If not, I'm just gonna take the L for the day off this setup. If we get stopped out, which I don't want to say anything, but obviously it's a little bit choppy. Because if we go any higher, I just don't have anything else to take for a re-entry. Because these targets look really good. It's just today might not be the day to trade into them with this chop. Oh, whoa. We're getting a spike in volume. Okay. See if it holds. Oh, never mind. False alarm, guys. It wasn't really a spike. Oh, wait. Kind of was. Okay, guys. News came in right now. Iran declares maximum combat alert. Escalating tensions. Is that where the spike came from? Because the market just spiked as this news came out. The escalation follows U.S. threats. Blockade. Yeah, this is gonna be left and right all week, bro. If the trade goes red, will you be back on later today? Yeah, if I see another setup, I will be back on. I mean, I'm only in 7 contracts, so I won't be super red if the trade goes against us. So yeah, I'll have enough room to get like one more setup. That's if the market is moving good. Let me see. Someone said here, what's your strat and why are you trading this chop? I kind of regret it a little bit. I will admit that, but my strategy, it's a little bit hard to explain because it's a bit long. But yeah, if you're asking why I'm trading this chop, I saw a setup that I liked. I was kind of convinced that we were gonna go a little bit higher, or convinced that we're gonna go higher, but obviously a little bit choppy. Because we did break the high, so I'm like, you know what? If we're breaking highs, we're getting a bit of buying pressure. We're bouncing off the 15-minute gap, inversing this gap up here. We have room for higher, the double top up here. It looks pretty convincing, so I took it. And yeah, we've been stuck in this range we're still stuck in this range, unfortunately. So yeah, which it happens, but we'll see how it goes. What video do you recommend watching to learn your shot from beginning to end? Here, let me kind of get it off for you. Just watch all of these channels in order from top to bottom. Hold up. Right here. And then watch trade breakdowns. Okay, so look, watch all of these channels from top to bottom. Right there. We're cooked, bro. It says it has hit the stop loss, but yeah, it's in this range, bro. And knowing us, bro, knowing this market is probably gonna pump in 2 seconds from now. Yeah, I got you, Nick. If anything, just ask me as well if you have any questions. I don't know. It's like we get a pump and then we dump down. It's like, dude, this market sucks, dude. The best thing that we can hope for is with the selling coming in, if we're gonna go ahead and get stopped out, which is fine, honestly, it's whatever. Hopefully the selling keeps up so we can at least see this inverse down here, which will be pretty good as well. I would be open to taking this later today as well. Like I said, guys, my stop loss for me, it's placed at 298.25, which we're getting closer, so it's probably gonna stop me out. Oh, don't tell me I deleted this. Hold up. No way, bro. Hold up, guys. Yo. No. Hold on. Guys, I'm probably gonna get stopped out, bro. Hold on, bro. Guys, look at the chat. Yo, if we bounce here, bro, I'm gonna go to church tonight. Yo, hold on. It hit on TradingView. It hit 298.25, but not on TradeView. I'm not gonna say anything, bro. Dude, hold on. I'm gonna look away from the chart and pretend like that didn't happen. Hold up. There you go. I'm probably gonna get stopped out. I mean, it's right there, bro. But that's pretty funny that like it literally missed my stop loss by a tick. Yeah, 0.50. Trade of it hit. Dude, if this bounces, bro, I promise you guys, I'm dead ass going to church, bro. Cause look, it hit it on. I literally hit it on TradingView. But TradingView didn't see that data or something. I don't know, but it didn't fill me. Yeah, 298.25. We hit it here. In fact, we hit 296 on TradingView. All right, I'm not gonna complain if I'm still in the trade. Then I guess so. Move this down then. Someone say here, doo-doo trade. All right, broski. Bro, if we bounce from here, bro, I'll be so surprised, bro. David, if you look up there, there's a 5-minute gap at 225.357. Oh yeah, bro. Someone mentioned this earlier. I said it wasn't gonna be a big deal because it was like an 8-point gap. But I mean, still, dude, if we're chopping, it's not even worth taking it, even if we get up there. David, let's bounce from here, bro. Please. Don't ask me, bro. Ask the market, bro. I don't control this shit. I'm surprised it didn't get stopped out, bro. It literally hit my stop loss, but it didn't fill me. Or it missed it by like a tick. Literally one tick. Look at this. I'm sending another screenshot. Well, I'm probably gonna get stopped out already. Still trying to go down, but you still said the size of the gap doesn't matter. It doesn't. What I'm saying is like you don't want to be trading it due to this due to the range, like the volume. Even if we get up there, like I wouldn't really suggest taking it. I mean, look at what we're stuck in right now, bro. I was wondering if we didn't want to inverse the 5-minute. Like you could, but dude, with this price, you're probably gonna the same way how we're reacting off this 15-minute. You're probably gonna get the same reaction up here. 0.25 below, dude. I don't know. I did also know how it didn't get stopped out here, dude. If this plays out, it was just meant to be. I'll dead ass laugh at that, bro. But I'm just waiting for me to get stopped out. I mean, dude, it's right there. Unfortunately, not the best trade. Obviously, not the best price. It was a good setup, but you know, not all of them are meant to work out. It's okay. Take cash today, bro. Best thing you could have done, bro. To be honest, I also regret kind of taking this trade. Like I said, the setup was good. It's just we knew that price was bad, bro. We still tried it. Now I'm stuck in this trade. I mean, like I said, I'm surprised it didn't get stopped out, bro. Like it literally missed it by one tick, which I've never seen. It usually stops me out and then it bounces up like 1 point after. So maybe I get lucky today, maybe not. I mean, still kind of selling off. But I'm not too mad about this trade. Like I said, I really did like the setup. It was a really good one. Really good confluence. It's just price was just very not price. You know what I mean? Just ranging. But if I think we can always come back later. I mean, if the trade doesn't hold, we can always come back later if there's a better setup and if price is moving cleaner, then by all means, you know, we could do it. I'm not too mad about it. We're just gonna pump just for the plot, bro. Dude, I'll be so surprised, bro. I promise you guys, I'm gonna go. I will literally go to church right now, bro. Will you be live streaming later? If I see another setup, then yeah, most likely. It's like a 50-50. Dude, if we pump, bro, I'm dead, bro. No fucking way, bro. No fucking way. Hold on, let me not get excited, bro. Hold on. Guys, I promise you, bro. I didn't move my stop loss. I didn't move anything. My stop loss was at 298.25, bro. Look at this. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not exaggerating. Look at my stop loss, bro. Okay, let me not. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Let me shut up and just. Let me just shut up, bro. That's actually insane. I only had mine 1 point above yours, dude. Let me not say anything, bro. This will go down as like the greatest trade in history if this actually bounces into the price targets, bro. It can easily. No, we're still chopping. We're still chopping. I just got a little bit lucky with the stop loss. Now watch it hit all the PTs. No, let me not say anything, bro. Let me not say anything. I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna look at my phone right now. Dude, this will deadass go down as the greatest trade in history. In my the history of my career, bro. What's your PT? 395, the main price target. But dude, I might just get out like up here, bro. I don't even want to be in this trade. I was supposed to get stopped out if I haven't already. Oh my, wait. I looked away for a second. What the fuck? Wait. Dude, no, this is a joke, bro. I looked away from my phone for 2 seconds. I look up, I'm like, yo, this candle looks pretty green. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not seeing any news. Please hold green, bro. I'm praying, bro. This would be so funny if this actually plays out, bro. Dude, the thing is, I wouldn't even know whether to count this as a green or red trade because, like technically, on TradingView it hit the stop loss, but on TradingView it didn't, which is why I'm still in. I mean, at the end of the day, I have proof of the trade working out, so I guess that can work. I don't know, bro. I'm as confused as you guys are, bro. My goodness, but I don't even know if I should count this as a green or red trade because technically on paper it hit the stop loss, but it never went down on TradeAvate. Like it never filled my order. Let me just shut up and just see what the trade does. I mean, we're trying to pump right now. I guess we're gonna. This is one of the funniest streams ever, bro. Wow. I'll be back in a second, guys. Hold up. Give me a second. I need to break off this. Give me a second. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to go get something, but dude, this would that has be the funniest trade ever, bro. It didn't stop you either. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, it literally hit the stop loss, like, and it didn't fit it. Which I'm not complaining if we're pumping up like this. I mean, fuck it, dude. But if this trade plays out, bro, this would probably be my sign to just get the hell away from this market, bro. You had your stop loss at 271. Oh, okay, no, that's far. Okay. What was your entry then? If you have a 271 stop loss, you probably got a really good entry. Man, missed his chance to get out. I mean, dude, I was too busy on my phone, bro. But dude, I mean, I don't even know if I want to hold the trade for the price targets or do I just get out of break even? Because if we're pumping up, then it might just go higher. You know what I mean? You got out of break even? I mean, dude, take that as a sign from God, bro. Like, dude, wow, bro. What a fucking day, bro. My goodness. But yeah, if you guys want to get out near here or at break even, by all means, you can go ahead. But dude, I might just hold for the price target. I mean, if we pump, the thing is, we got to pump here, but it's like we're still in this range. We never broke past the high. So it's like, it's not even like a reliable pump to even be like, oh my God, guys, the trade is so good right now. It's just funny that I didn't get stopped out. Or in fact, a lot of you guys didn't get stopped out. So I'm just hoping we keep pumping up here. I mean, I'll give it a little bit more time. Let's see. But I'm prepared. I'll tell you guys, I'm prepared for the worst. I was already looking at the charts. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get stopped out. Like, I accepted it. So the fact that even if the trade runs to break even, bro, I'll be more than happy because that's a whole lot saved. And then obviously let's take for a fact, let's not never trade this type of market again. You know what I mean? So so yeah. If the markets are like this tomorrow, bro, we're staying cash, bro. No ifs, no buts. Okay, now we're dumping down a little bit here, so maybe we got a little bit too excited for nothing. But we'll see. We're just stuck in this range, so it's really hard to tell what's gonna happen. Bro, don't do me like this, bro. That's us, bro. I'm also in this trade. Like I said, I'm prepared for the worst. I mean, dude, I was meant to get stopped out like 5 minutes ago. So the fact that I'm still in this trade is literally surprising. But dude, this market is so garbage, bro. You can't even get mad at the setup. Today was just weird as hell. Yeah, it's one of those days where the market is just not meant to be traded. And we knew that before we got into the trade. We just still did it. So definitely something I have to fix here. In terms of, I kind of made a mistake. I kind of did it. The setup was there, but you know, hey, we got a good laugh out of it at least, bro. Although we are kind of selling off a little bit here, we got a good laugh out of it. So that's something. We can take some good from it. Even then, I could have gotten out at break even here, but to be honest, bro, I probably would. I was gonna hold the trade either way. Like I said, I never really get out of my trades at break even. I either hold them to the stop loss or to the price target. I mean, it's why I got in the first place. You know what I mean? If it was for that, I just don't take the trade. But dude, this volume is something else, bro. It's funny. If anything, it's more funny than anything. You know what I mean? Funny to lose money. I mean, bro, you gotta be. It's better not to be miserable about it. But you can't be mad at it, bro. I mean, look at the market. We've been stuck here for a fat minute. So I mean, what do we really expect? We've taken slow trades, which work out, but nah, plus don't even stress about it, bro. We can make it back. We just need better price. The set was there. Like I said, this is better price that we need. Maybe we get it later, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? At the end of the day, I do know that we do have setups to take. So worst case, if price does pick up, we have another setup to take. At least to the downside. That's what I have. So the upside, I don't have much. Other than maybe like a 15-minute gap here, maybe a 15-minute bounce, possibly. But maybe in this price, I wouldn't want to take it. Wait, news came out. Iran Defense Ministry spokesperson Trump will fail in any attempt to interfere militarily in strain harms. So there's still war news coming out. It's just the market's just not reacting. Maybe it's priced in or something, or just maybe not volatile news. It's kind of hard to tell. Dude, just bring back Joe Biden, dude. At this point, bro, I remember when we were all super excited for Trump, bro. All for nothing, dude. All for nothing. Let me see. We've received so much news. The only people, yeah, dude. To be honest, the only news that can really make the market move as like how it was before is realistically just whenever the war ends, in which it's happened already a few times. Like war was close to ending, the market pumps, and then it goes just back to war. So even if the war ends, we're probably not even gonna move, bro, because the market is so used to it, bro. You know what I mean? This war ends for like 2027. Dude, it's always the stupid shit as well, bro. Did it hit the stop loss? Technically, it did, but it just didn't fill us. Like it missed our stop loss by one tick, which I have never seen before. So that's what I was telling you. Like if this trade even works out, bro, like it would be hilarious. You know what I mean? Maybe something in the PM. Hopefully in the PM. It didn't hit. Yeah, it technically didn't hit it. I guess you can say that, but it was definitely very close. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't really think we're gonna get anything, dude. If we can't move it during the AM session, what makes you think we're gonna move during the PM session? It's probably gonna be even slower, bro. Like I said, I'm prepared for it. If we move during the PM session, I have the setups for it. By all means, we can take it, but my hopes aren't high. That's for sure. It hit the stop you alerted. It literally didn't. If not, I would have gotten stopped out. I alerted 25,298. It hit 25,298.50. So I missed it by 2 ticks. So it literally didn't hit the stop, which is very lucky from us if the trade plays out. I mean, it's still near it. So, like I said, I'm prepared for the worst. I mean, dude, this price is horrible. So I'm just waiting for it to kind of take us out. Like I said, not the happiest with the trade. Not mad about it. The setup was there, but price kind of, 296 wick though. Yeah, that's on Trading View. That's not on Trade though. Look, on Trade it literally, well, I don't know what broker you guys are using. Maybe it did hit it, but on Trade it never hit it. Look, look at the screenshot. And this goes for the people on YouTube as well. On Trading View, it hit 296, but on Trade it hit 298.50. And my stop loss was at 25. So my stop literally got missed by like a piece of hair, like an atom, bro. So I don't know what to take from it, but I don't know. I mean, but yeah, on Tradevate, if you guys are trading on Tradevate and use the exact stop loss that I put out here in the alert, which I even had it typed out already, at 298, it never really hit it technically. So I don't know. I mean, we're still trying to sell off, so I'm not really too like. Mine hit. Yeah, but you're on tops of X. Wait, no. Yeah, yours hit 298.50 as well. Yeah, that's where price went to. MNQ never hit 298. That's probably why. Yeah, NQ did. Let me double check because maybe I'm just tripping out because of that. Where do we take the trade? 298. No, I did hit it. At least on Trading View. Wait, I'm on NQ. Yeah, look, you see, look, yeah, that's why. Because guys, look, I'm charting on NQ1, which is a slightly different price, like barely, like a tick, usually. But on NQ1, it hit 296. But if you search up MNQ, which is the contract that we're trading, which is MNQ M 2026, it hit 25,298.50. That's why we didn't get stopped out. I was so confused. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's still near. I'm not really too excited for it, but yeah, I mean, I guess, we can only hope that it goes up with this chop. You know what I mean? That's really the only thing we do here, to be honest. It's crazy how much a point difference can make. Oh yeah, for sure. No, like I said, I don't really have too much high hopes for the setup. We're still near the stop loss, and we're still chopping. So I really don't even want to be in this trade anymore either way. So I'm just waiting for it to take me out, and then I'll see. Maybe hopefully during the PM session, it gives us a better setup. Hopefully to the downside that we can take to hopefully recover some, if not all of the loss back, and make something more for the day. But I don't know. My hopes aren't too high because dude, this price is horrendous. I did see some of you guys did get out at break even. So bro, you guys are some lucky people, man. Nah, but like I said, even for me, I don't get out of my trades at break even. I always hold for the price target. So it's either stop loss or price target. Yeah, we're like still slowly working our way down, just chopping lower and lower. What else are you streaming on? I'm streaming on my Discord as well, bro. It's where I'm always reading the chat from as well. I'm more active there. Like I have my YouTube on the side, but I don't really read it too much. But I do check it out every now and then. Let me see. My dumbass got too excited. I was typing on Discord instead of getting out of break even. Bro, I don't blame you, bro. I was on my phone, but I didn't even see the pump happen. But yeah, like I said, bro, I'm just my confidence with this trade is kind of killed. I'm just waiting for myself to get taken out of this trade so I can maybe look for another setup later in the day. But you guys will not catch me trading this in this range, bro. I refuse to. Yes, bro. We're still in this trade, bro. Nothing changed. You can leave again and nothing will change probably. Oh yeah, I gotta do it. Bro. Remember, I was away from my trip. I got back yesterday and I wasn't really on Discord. I might just watch TV and just put something in the background because it's just that's so boring. All right. Like I said, guys, I like my hopes with this trade. They're like, yeah, it was a good setup. It just didn't work. I'm just waiting for myself to get taken out of the trade so I can like maybe just get off or come back later or something. I just don't want to be watching this range anymore, bro. It's super boring. See, we're getting close to the stop loss now, so maybe it gets hit this time, which is unfortunate. You know, it's whatever it happens though. Can't get too mad about it. Or maybe we get closer to the stop loss and we pump up again. Maybe. This market, man. But yeah, like I said, guys, my stop loss, my hard stop is at 25,298.25. That's my stop loss. All right. If it hits it, then oh well, we'll come back later with a better setup. You know. How do you make that box for your position in P&L? Like on the side of the screen? That's just my OBS overlay. So I have TradeAvate on my second monitor, which is like being shown on my OBS alongside with my main monitor, which is my trading view chart. I'd rather get stopped than watch this shit run. Bro. Dude, it's gotten to that point, bro. I don't blame you. I really don't. Unless Trump says something and we just randomly pump up, then I'll take that. But man, in the meantime, bro, I guess just watch TV until something happens. Why not just stop loss and TP and go get coffee? Well, I don't drink coffee. That's for one. So so I'm just here watching it, bro. Plus, I have to stream it, so I can't just leave and just Why no coffee is top tier? I don't like it, bro. Okay, yeah, we're getting a green to red candle. This is probably gonna be the candle that stops us out soon. I promise you guys, I'm literally just waiting for it to just hit the stop. It's about to right now though. So let's see. Oh, okay. Now I got stopped out for real, guys. Okay, guys, I got stopped out of this trade. I was kind of expecting it, but like I said, I'm probably just gonna come back later once we get out of this like very choppy range, and see. Like I do have setups to the downside. Here, let me alert this real quick that I got stopped out. I do have setups to the downside, so if we do dump down later today during the PM session, we could probably get another trade and maybe make everything back and more. But for now, like I said, guys, we had a good setup. I'm not mad about it. You know, it happens. You know, not all of them will be winning trades. It's just I'm not trying to be stuck in this range for any longer. So for now, I'm probably just gonna get off, take like a few minute break off the charts, and come back later if we dump it. Like I said, I don't really have anything to the upside, unless it's maybe like a 15-minute fair value, like a bounce here. If price is moving very smoothly, if not, I just probably won't take it. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna get off for a little bit. If I see another setup, I'll probably get on stream with you guys. If not, I'll just probably just alert it regularly. But yeah, other than that, guys, I guess we can come back later. All right. Can you show where the shorts should be? I'll alert it. Don't worry about it. But it should be like around here. Because look, right now, okay, obviously we got stopped out, selling pressure, you know, whatever. It's not really selling pressure. It's just very choppy. But what we can do or look for is if we want longs again, which I don't think is going to happen because we're still trading in a range unless price starts moving very nice, then sure. But what we can do is if we want to take longs back into the 400s again, which is what we were trying to trade off this inverse here, we can look for a retracement into this 15-minute fair value gap followed with a bounce, like a very clean bounce for longs again. Because now we can take this 15-minute fair value gap bounce without having to worry about this 15-minute bearish fair value gap stopping us because we already filled it, right? So that's a possibility. And or if we dump down and we don't hold this 15-minute gap here, we can base our buys bearish from 238 right down here, right, from a DOL sweep, and then just look to inverse this 5-minute gap here with the selling pressure if we get it, and then we go from there. All right. And if we pump here, honestly, I'm not even gonna get mad, bro. I don't even care. But yeah, that's pretty much the game plan for the rest of the day, guys. So regardless, we need a pullback even into lower if I want to get you guys another trade. And I need cleaner volume. I'm not trying to get stuck in this shop again, bro. It is horrible. But yeah, I mean, not too crazy of a loss. Only $700. We can make it back and more in another trade, so I'm not too worried. Just a little bit unfortunate with the price that we got stuck trading. So can't be too mad about it. Like I said, pretty good setup. Think positively. You know what I mean? But other than that, then yeah. But yeah, guys, I guess I'm gonna go get some food real quick. Eat, refresh my mind from all this boring chop. And like I said, if we find a setup later, I'll get back on stream. Even on YouTube, I'll get back on stream because I do want to catch a trade with you guys or another trade with you guys. So yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. All right, guys. But yeah, just keep your notifications on, and I'll see you guys soon. And hopefully we don't pump literally as we got stopped out. but yeah, it'll be whatever if that's the case. All right, guys. But yeah, I'll let you guys know if I see another setup or if one is forming soon, and then we go from there. All right, guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon then. All right. Peace out, guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys later if we get a setup. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Unfortunately, we are red today. Like I said, we have been on a really big winning streak, so I'm not too worried about the loss. It's really nothing. Just like a little like hiccup in the markets, you know, whatever. I will get back on live later on today if I do find another setup. So obviously subscribe, you know, keep your notifications on and all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll find out how the markets move later, and if I see another setup, just be ready for it. All right, we'll trade it together and hopefully make everything back and more. All right, but yeah, other than that, guys, I'm gonna go get some food, and I'll see you guys hopefully later today, if not tomorrow. All right.